and welcome to Tsar Events Survival Guide. I'm Maya Krivchenia, your American mezzo-soprano, here to show you one of the most beautiful sights in St. Petersburg, Isaacovsky Sobor, or Saint Isaac's Cathedral. Saint Isaac's Cathedral has a very interesting history. This is not the first time it was built. This is not the second time. This is actually the fourth interpretation of Saint Isaac's Cathedral. The first one was made simply from wood, and after several years on the embankment of the Neva, sort of rotted away. The second one, made from stone, didn't last very long either because the banks of the Neva were constantly changing and it kept slipping and falling into the Neva. The third example was done of a mixture of marble and brick, which was not very, shall we say, royal. So finally, Tsar Alexander decided to build this one, the final one you see before you today. The number 4 also plays a role in this being the 4th largest cathedral in the world with the dome style. So as you can see, this very, very large golden dome on top, which has 100 tons of gold leaf upon it, is one of the 4th largest in the world. And the number 4 also plays a role in the 40 years it took to construct St. Isaac's Cathedral. It was a very long construction because the architect was told that he would die soon after its construction. So he drew it out for 40 years, as some say. And of course, a month after its completion, he died. St. Isaac's Cathedral has over 100 columns inside and out that surround the building, hold it up, and are functional. Many of the columns themselves are single pieces of stone. The cupola, or the dome on top, during the Second World War was painted green so that the Germans couldn't find it, because a gold shiny dome is quite easy to find. And on some of the outside columns, you can still see some scars from World War II where bombs hit the building but were not able to destroy the stone. As you can see, St. Isaac's Cathedral is a beautiful monument in the city of St. Petersburg. It's beautiful outside, but it's also extremely gorgeous on the inside. Come, let's have a look. Hi, we are now inside St. Isaac's Cathedral. Behind me you can see a model of how the cathedral was constructed. These columns weighed tons and tons, and so mere men could not lift them by themselves. This apparatus helped them put the columns into place. Now, if you look around the walls, you will see each wall is covered with semi-precious stones, marble, red marble, black slate, pink marble. The floor looks like a checkerboard. All beautiful semi-precious stones fill the hall of St. Isaac's Cathedral. Here you can see a model of the inside of the dome, how it's held together with steel beams to create a beautiful large dome for St. Isaac's Cathedral. Behind me, you can see far down at the end of the hall where the actual sacrament takes place. This cathedral, although it is a museum, it is also a working cathedral as well, and several times per week has services for believers of Russian Orthodox Church. Originally, when St. Isaac's was built, the walls were covered with frescoes along with the beautiful stone. But unfortunately, being on a swamp, the frescoes began to peel off the walls. So they were replaced with mosaics, such as this one. The artist commissioned to paint the cupola here, or the dome, is Karl Brylov. This was one of his last works of arts that he was commissioned to do. Now, if you will look up at the top of the cupola, you'll notice a bird. It is a dove, and if you stretch out your arms as wide as you possibly can and stand up as tall as you can, that's actually how big the bird is. The cupola is that large. As well, if you stand in the middle of the floor, there's a special spot where if you make a wish there, it will come true. Behind me you can see the beautiful screen where religious services take place. Here there are columns of malachite, the green ones. They're not solid stone, but they're composited together. The blue columns made from lapis lazuli also around the doorway of the screen. Here the icons are done with mosaic and painting. It's a beautiful place to experience a religious service. Tsar Events can offer your group an exclusive opportunity to come into this cathedral before there are multitudes of guests. They can have it open early for you, and they can also give you the opportunity to have a special concert of children's choirs perform just for your group. An interesting fact is that during the Soviet period, this church was closed as a working cathedral and was instead turned into a museum that was anti-religious. They did experiments that people could come and visit and learn about how religion was bad. Tsar events can help you have a wonderful experience within some of the cathedrals here in St. Petersburg. Saint Isaac's is one of them, one of the most beautiful, one of the most rich, and one of the most spiritual places you'll find in this city.